rotation.
I mean, there is a bit of a gap here when we look at FURIA, and obviously it's those defensive stats, right? Again, that is the weaker side of the game here. So with Fnatic actually starting on the attack, they have to put up a solid defense here. Maybe this is actually, in terms of composition, something resorting back to having a bit more utility to slow down, and then having certain tools available for the retakes. Well, that's something they lean heavily on. We have to keep an eye on, but it's got to be a good first half for me. That's the win condition here for FURIA to pull this one across the line.
Yeah, a tall task as well, considering Fnatic. I'm sure confidence will be sky high. Mazin going to be put to the test first and foremostly. Invests the wall towards long, quickly broken. And he does have support coming in. 3 players going to make it towards the side, but Fnatic holding on the verge of breaking in towards this.
Actually, the siege goes up, but this smoke actually denying any sort of pressure behind it. Fnatic, just getting the impression there's a couple more bodies here than they were anticipating, but FURIA stack 3 towards sewers. We're not going to try and catch the rotation off. It's only going to be Durka left here.
And when does Durka even consider looking back? They're really curious about this. They can isolate him.
I mean, they've got him back to ice. Actually, when...
Still Durka. And there it is. Okay. No worries in the end, but now we look towards the rest of where Fnatic was heading towards, which was that C site. Now, Khalil's been holding on towards CT. You've still got well placed towards the backside of Garage. They've still held a lot of space, so the post-bomb won't be super comfortable for Fnatic.
Interesting to actually see the reveal go up that early, but did you see actually finds one onto Alfier on the way back through. Fnatic desperately trying to reset. Zine will fall, but QCK comes through. The smoke guards up very early. They should be able to get the half fuse here.
Surely. Enzo going to just put a couple of shots into the dark and hope for the best, but he's actually going to sit this one. And ain't much going to be stopping this poster. Just has to sit and wait. Diffuse right under his nose. 3 standing for FURIA, and it works out well.
I'm not sure if the real curveball there is actually the kill that comes through in Garage, but resetting when Khalil's still standing towards long. The reveal wasn't back yet for Enzo, so there's no real way for them to ensure they can pressure that diffuse.
Yep.
Maybe the kill here is what completely alters the outcome here for Fnatic. But initially, we were talking about on Breeze not really having a tangible extremity to pressure here. These sorts of things for FURIA, that re-clearance through sewers is key in terms of where Fnatic want to reset away from A lobby.
I do want to see how responds, or how Fnatic really responds to that longer term, if this becomes a bit of a habit. So Mazin, timing on the wall. Okay. Does he get to keep his life?
Nope.
No, absolutely not. Chased down and hunted. He's dead and gone. That's a big start. And Boaster, in the meantime, taking a lot of space. But there's 2 players really close to this. The pop flash is good. Has to try and back away. And he's cleaned up. FURIA just going to put the stops on this round before it got out of control. That first pick could have been dangerous, but it's been dealt with.
Beautifully done. Khalil the one to clean things up. Great recovery on B side as well. Boaster doing his best to create just a secondary layer of pressure. Removing that trap, puts the smoke up, but great flash from QCK just to clear inside that smoke. Anticipates it perfectly. Whether or not we do see FURIA a little proactive here and go hunting, try and make use of weapons. They do have a Vandal and a Bulldog, so would imply maybe leaning towards
right there,
receiving any pressure from Fnatic in the early round. Only Durka outside A lobby this time around, and unorthodox actually from Azim to be the only one holding down the fort here, but the swing through completely punished here, but actually the pinch from mid is beautiful. Only good for 1 though. Fnatic respond with 3 kills very quickly. You can actually see, yeah, it's Mazin picked up on the back of that mid contact as he tries to push a little further on A long.
Wonder how much more Khalil can really do with this. Is there any sort of individual fights he could find?
Spike planted.
First one would be Boaster, playing towards Sewer. And not particularly clean, nor quick enough. So Boaster's going to get out of there. Mystic can now invest utility just to buy time and really run down the clock. You can already see the closing coming out from Alpha here as well. So Khalil looking unlikely to keep his life. And yeah, Alfia is going to make sure of that as Fnatic find their first here in map 3.
Comfortable as well. 4 standing, Rolling Thunder online now for the buy round. An opportunity for Fnatic to maybe piece together Some sort of set piece here. I do have my eyes drawn back once again to how FURIA are going to approach this round. Similar to what we kind of looked at on the previous, of just how they approach this. That's a heavy emphasis towards double doors once again. It's only Durka towards A lobby. Fnatic desperate not to relinquish any of this mid control early on, at least with a flash, and you know, Alfia coming out swinging, maybe dealing with the trap very early on here. We want to push and pull, try and manipulate some of these rotations.
The angle. Vision needs to be careful.
Big kill. That's
throwing caution to the wind, finding Durka. That's massive. That removes a big element of what Fnatic were banking on here. Because what else do they have? C-Long. Look at the progress already being made down C-Long. Khalil's walking this one. QCK with him as well. The map is looking so small from, if you're looking at it just purely from Fnatic's perspective, and waiting so ready on the other side. So prepared for this. Horn goes up as well, controlling the right side. Alpha gonna slip the net just slightly, but no one's on A connector.
Spike planted.
This still comes through. Mystic gets punished though. Enzo on the backside of this. It's a very weird round. It's a 2v3 here for Fnatic. QCK's actually got the flank here towards window. He's going to find Enzo.
He's got to be dead. Yeah, Enzo's down. All in the hands of Alpha, who managed to slip through by connector. The flash not going to reveal position. The paranoia goes and it clears through, and by process of elimination, surely they're worried about it. The tag comes in, the flash goes out, and he eats enough of it. It's an easy cleanup for Mazin. And it's 3 standing and a defuse coming through for FURIA. This is the game we wanted. A close potential third map here, Mike. This is FURIA getting back on track.
At least early on here, I'm seeing some of the positives from Icebox. Right? On the back of that contact, FURIA pick an extremity. They send 2 down C-Long. It's confirmation, right, of exactly how Fnatic are setting up. Didn't necessarily see it on Breeze, but they didn't have a chance to even string together anything like this on their defense. But this already is looking much better. Maybe it is the fact that Durka falls first and there's no trap. That flank control going to be really pressured, but but whether or not these are tangibles that Fnatic are going to be able to really act upon is something we'll have to see. Outside of that, it feels like the opportunity lies towards A site. Looking as if that's going to be the focus here for Fnatic this time around, with 5 stacked outside. This time around, though, 2 members of FURIA.
Yeah, we saw in the very early rounds Mazin was over here, but I want to see how this looks when they get all that pressure put towards it. Mystic investing utility towards it.
Where are you?
Horn going to go through. Doesn't get you too much, really, at this point. I like this, though. Quick progress elsewhere. You got the dog towards middle. You've already got that rotate coming in from Khalil. That's not a bad idea. Smoke towards CT, but here's that investment of the ultimate. Mystic going to try and set this in motion. Horn going to come down, and look at the damage done, but they can't get away from this Alpha here. This is still not over yet. Isolates another towards Sewer. This is huge damage, but a little maybe overzealous here, but buying time, and the rotations are in.
Actually going to be able to get ahead of the wall and rotate. Reload as well. Khalil going to find another kill. Second as well. It's just Boaster standing.
And look at these angles. They're so brutal. Just trying to bait this one out. Boaster trying to pull their attention, give himself a fair fight, but nothing's fair about it. It's 4-1. FURIA holding on to this, and that was a big investment.
And the key thing, once again, they've identified a weaker extremity. The flash is immediate on C-Long, all the way actually deep past the spawn barrier, so they know there's nobody sat passively behind that, and immediately that rotation comes through from QCK. He sends the Trailblazer into mid, so he knows that actually it's 4, potentially 5 stacked up here, which is why I think they're happy to kind of commit some utility early on, and the ultimate on top of that.
And the other round was so good as well.
Yeah.
Just ability to stay alive, find damage, and kind of re-aggress, take that space back of front sight. Oh, okay. This is where I need to see Fnatic find the response, otherwise I don't get the close game I wanted, but I have hope that they will do. 4-1, if you're just tuning in, where have you been? It's an elimination game, life on the line, map 3. Vision already starting to explore here. And this is the default. Maybe Fnatic trying to finally get that full read into what the hell's been going on, because the rotations have been perfect from FURIA. And patience and discipline being shown here by Fnatic.
Desperately waiting, because I think they've actually read into the fact that FURIA have been sending these probes out elsewhere.
Have to be.
You've got to be careful, though.
This is super precarious.
Hoping he doesn't overstay as well.
Aim for it. He wait as long as he could. Safe enough to fall back to CT. Actually gets to get back towards site. There's a second flash, but there's no commitment. He can re-clear this. There was that flash confirmed in towards middle, so they should know there's still a player there, or was a player, and that's massive. This young man has now caught so much of what they wanted. There's no quick push off the back of it, though. Trap now dealt with in middle, reconfirming the Durka is still around there. The flash towards Sewer gives away so much of what Fnatic wanted to do, and FURIA unmoved. This is such perfect play! FURIA smashing Fnatic with a flawless round.
Beautifully handled anti-eco from FURIA there.
That was so good.
Again, just everything considered. There was no weak part of that setup whatsoever. And even the deep contact there, you're concerned that maybe a fault line is going to come through, the Prowler comes through, and there's a chance that some RNG happens, right? Somebody swings that angle wide, but the fact that actually the reset towards Heaven picks up Boaster in that lurk is crucial as well.
That's a massive
round.
Like
I said, typically there, the adjustment would be somebody's playing, back towards a link or outside beat, and they're ready to reactively come back through.
But Fnatic this time have much more to work with. Coming with rifles, a little bit of light armor, but you've got the ult here for Alpha here, so they have to respect this. They have to give up sight. He's going to post it and clear. Now, Horn comes back in. They know they're on site. That's about as much as you're going to get. You've got the Seas potentially coming in. Already QCK going to try and clear towards the site as well, but it gives a little bit of room here. Vision trying to maybe peek ahead of this one. They're quick to this, Mike. The paranoia is sent there. They're not wasting any time. They've isolated one towards Hell. That's Boaster now removed. A look towards Long, but it's a quick shutdown. Fnatic! Oh my, wait. Durka and Alpha just fell. It's a 1v2. It's not over yet, but marked and noted. Big late round information. Great work from Enzo.
Pace change actually banking on the fact that the A site is the weaker side of this setup. So we're not Fnatic now lean on that. There's some ultimates coming online. Enzo, Boaster, and Durka all got theirs, but on the other side, the Nightfall back for FURIA. Tour de Force available and the Seekers.
Lovely from Enzo here.
An insane exchange, actually. It's really unfortunate Khalil actually gets tagged here and revealed off that.
It's big. I bet give him a bit of room there, Mike. They needed that. 5-2. It's not like it's, Fnatic back in the lead by any margin. Rinse repeat somewhat here, but willing to fight it out. FURIA not backing down this time. Actually taking the aggression to Fnatic. Zero fear again. It's a glimpse back towards Icebox. They are just unrelenting, Mike.
It's such a good read as well. Knowing that Fnatic's pace change will feel really comfortable. Like, right, the A site hold is weaker. Yeah. There's one, maximum two. This time around, there's 3 members, and they fully commit to taking that engagement. Enzo will spot one on the cross. Jazeen actually happy to re-swing it with the Tour de Force, but a 2v5 now for Mystic and Enzo.
What can they find? An opportunity? Can they carve an avenue for themselves? Deciding Garage can at least draw the attention towards for now. Removing the trap there. Prowler going to go through, clear close. Doesn't quite get towards the side of the site. Horn going to be handled. But the angle's still so brutal to work with. Khalil can just buy time because he knows the cross is being watched here.
Actually, Mystic going to post up with the operator here, so you don't want to be shouldering that once again.
That's the shot. Khalil goes for the jump peek. Beautiful shot from Mystic.
30 seconds left.
And again, these prowls being handled. They don't quite know about this operator in position. Do they find any more room? Okay, Enzo looking towards Garage this time. So that kind of pulls it back towards QCK, towards Mazin, towards that B side this time. Mystic still firing. Can he find any more? So close yet so far. Mazin's the one to do it, and we got 6 now carved on the board for FURIA.
Mazin closes out, and he's the one to open things up as well on A-Long. Beautiful address towards that previous round. FURIA again, just looking in that same sort of groove they were on Icebox. They know exactly what Fnatic want to achieve in the early round. And even here with the curveball on that previous pace change, they set up perfectly for it. Totally catching Fnatic off guard.
You want to play? Let's
they have
play.
plenty of ults. Vision though, look at this guy, confidence brimming, fighting Durka. I didn't even see Durka. Althea flew on by and even I got distracted. But again, a new position now found, making him work for it step by step. Sheriff's a guardian for Althea, but it's far from pretty. This is starting to become a problem. Mystic noted, but actually I think Enzo as well potentially got noted on that. But again, at this point, hunting for opportunity and option. Fnatic not finding much here.
Spectre and a Guardian to work with. Sheriffs to round it out. Khalil will be called upon here, but he's got a smoke back online and he's got that paranoia to slow this hit down. We'll trade off here. The fault line for the paranoia. Be revealed as well. And actually, Alpha's very close on this already.
Really nice shutdown between Enzo and Alpha to really isolate the back of the site there. But QCK going to fill the void and fill it fast. He needed that shot and he ain't going to get it. Buster doing everything he can to try and keep Fnatic in this map. And well, in this tournament. And now recovered weapons. One with Mystic there. A TP for Boaster.
30 seconds left.
He gets sent back as just one alive in a 1v3. But still, handle to hand. And an opportunity for the plant here.
Spike planted.
Reposition A is going to be considered now. With Alpha's position, I have a very, very good idea of where to hold on to. The fault line going to confirm it as well.
You need a massive mistake from Fnatic, but you've got to give credit here, in my mind, to Boaster. Really pulling that back in from the brink. Lovely work from him. That could have been a disaster in the making. That could have been another round, and Fnatic would still be lost without an answer.
A big positive as well that it's so decisive. As soon as they actually identify Khalil's under so much pressure, the fault line comes through, the aftershock comes through, the paint shell to make sure that they can find that down. But it's Boaster, as you noted, making that Spectre work on backside. And a little confidence booster to get a Thrifty on the board. And weirdly enough, even with the scoreline here, look at the purchase coming out from FURIA.
Yeah, right back in the bin. But these boys know no fear. They don't know of the name, they don't care for it. That is a problem. Lovely utility, so diligent from Fnatic to clear close, to not fall foul to any trickery they may be up to. And they found the hero rifle. That basically takes all of the bite away from this round that maybe FURIA wanted to bring in, so highly diligent from Fnatic.
Have to convert this though. It's a 5v3. A Vandal, a Guardian and a Stinger still to work with for FURIA. Fnatic a pause for thought. Demonstrating restraint here. That's another round though where FURIA was chomping at the bit to find this opening engagement because they have gone their way. This is one that Fnatic were stacked up. Again, great utility uses just to identify it to Jazeen. Through there, and actually a little bit of a bait with the Stinger, but not going to amount to anything. Poster actually finds the ball bank.
One enemy remaining.
Super clean work.
30 seconds left.
Just what the doctor ordered for Fnatic. Get that scoreline back into a place they can really work with. Again, feels more like a formality here for Mazin.
Drop the spike.
Doubt too much more damage can be done. You can already see Mystic closing this map down. There he is spotted. And again, should be a matter of money here. Punish one, trade comes out. So 4 standing. Fnatic moving up to 4. And the scoreline far from spiraling away now.
A moment for Fnatic to at least catch their breath. Operators back out though for Durka and to Jazeen. You can see just getting ahead of his TP range ever so slightly because he's desperately backpedaling to get back into it.
Three, two, one.
Nice! Good shit.
Trying to keep spirits high as well. And important here because this is an exhausting series, especially when you get backhanded on that map one. And see, that's the previous flash I was talking about immediately here. Whether or not QCK going through the motions once again, and we'll confirm with the Trailblazer on the other side of things in Garage.
I like this. A different formula to try and find their way towards that C side, but already a shot exchanged. Paranoia does not find its wanted target, but they're just flying on the side. 3 players up. QCK still standing. Good flash goes in, but it eats his teammate as well at that point. Blinded, unable to do too much, but QCK still standing. And they don't.
Here, though.
Spike's in the middle of no man's land. They need success through garage or something.
Face your fear.
So that Durka magic maybe.
Well, can Durka grab it and actually TP away?
I don't know. QCK's posted on this. He doesn't want it back. I'm sure that Nightfall came in, not making much of a difference at this point. And there it is. Enzo finding 2. QCK still alive, and it's down to a 1v1.
Remaining.
And it does seem as though the spike has been recovered. And Durka is on the run. Get the hell out of there and find a new way forward. Where does he take this now?
We have to get the clean plant on 8. And actually, could even take very, very deep control of spawn
left.
here. There's been no rotation come through from Nzeri on the other side. Be an open plant, though. I think now the penny's dropped. He confirmed. Got the reveal, got the C's. Durka actually using his TP to reposition now, so he has to take a much more passive angle, Lauren.
Again, maybe trying to be cautious in this, didn't want to risk too much. The Haunt and the Sea still in play as well for Nzeri. This could be pretty critical.
Seen Durka win him from here before.
That's
Actually,
it,
a
big info.
reveal.
That's going to give away the game, but it's Durka! And sometimes you need that magic man to come online, and he's finding some form here for Fnatic.
Last round
Necessary
in
at
the
this
half.
point, stringing a good couple of rounds together now. I thought that round could have been cooked. Remember that spike got left in a really, really disastrous spot.
Sorry, look at that statistic. Zine is currently 11-2 on first kills to first S.
Ooh.
That is outrageous, especially considering you've got Durka and Alfia on the other side of this.
Yep. Yep.
2 prolific first blood enthusiasts. That is mental.
Really quite impressive, but again, then also then pull this into effect that Fnatic are still 1 round away from closing this all up, but that should be free enough. Takes down Nzeri, and now that A side is looking vulnerable. Seeker's going to come down. You can have Khalil still posted towards Sewer, so it's not completely done yet. And Mr. just goes walking on in. Alfaya with the freeze kill of his life as Khalil drops down. Oh, QCK beheaded. And now just 2. Looking like the scoreline's going to tie up real evenly. This late round of the first half is looking so much better for Fnatic.
It's been a great recovery here. Did Jazine get anything done here in a 2v4? Durka already posted it up. Just takes his eyes off Long for a moment, though, and the Jazine slip up. Enzo's there to pick up the slack, though. Great clear up. 6-6 on the half.
Well, it felt night and day from how this one started, Mike. This felt like it was looking brutal for Fnatic, but
look at that
stability.
timeline.
Yeah.
Look at that timeline. It's a real resilience. I mean, grit and determination shown from Fnatic in some of these rounds. It's not really been, you know, the adjustments haven't suited Fnatic. It's been a couple of pace changes, yes, but FURIA have come out on top in a couple of these important rounds where Fnatic have been the ones to try and be the initiators. Like I said, that stat paying dividends in some of these rounds.
It absolutely is, and we have to see how this echoes into the second half, because it could not be closer. 6-6 in map 3 between FURIA and Fnatic.
Honestly, guys, it doesn't get any better than this. We are witnessing just a phenomenal clash between these regions here, but a great, I would say, recovery from Fnatic. It looked like it was going really poorly for them, but they were able to find those critical round wins, Jess.
Yeah, I'm never doing a prediction again. Never. Never. Every time I say, you know, FURIA, it goes the other way. Every time I say Fnatic, it's seemingly going one way. So I just won't do predictions.
Tarek did say you were cursed.
Yeah, Tarek did say I was cursed. If you're watching this right now, I promise you one day the curse will end. But nevertheless, I was looking over the stats, of course, in FURIA. They've taken the lead. And this man on your screen right now, NZR, is the one that is pushing this. And funny thing to note, he was the one that was anchoring A lot. And if you look back historically at the way Fnatic attacks on this map, they are an A-heavy team. They're a team that will lean towards that control, lean towards the play, and he was the one that just commanded control there. But conversely, there's another man on the other side.
Yeah, NTR being the IGL of Furia going up against Boaster, who is sort of being quite statistically, but you're 6-6 going into the second half on the third map of an elimination game.
Yep.
It's the mind games that are important. He is the leader of this team, and he's moved away from the Astra to be onto Omen. So these two, you can look at DG Sin, the fact that he's killed Durka 4 times as first kills, just shutting down him. But I think it comes down to these calls that these two players make, because this is incredibly important to nail down. Business as usual for Boaster. He does this time and time again at like, international events, but it's an interesting position to see NCR sort of try and thrive in.
I am worried about this second half here, because what does it look like for both of these teams? My
What does it look
question
like on
is...
the FURIA attack?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that there's a Fury attack. This is Haven. Let us not forget that there is a multitude, a plethora of sites to push. I'm wondering now, we've got 2 big brains on either side, but conversely, we have 2 teams that are about to be eliminated. My thing is mental game here. We haven't brought it up so much so far. I think now is when it starts to kick in.
Oh boy, it doesn't get any better than this, folks. At the end of this, we're going to find out who's moving on and who's going home. Pansy, Hypoc, take it away.
Thank you so much, and you're absolutely right, Desk. And, you know, bringing back in the fact that only one of these teams will move forward here, it feels unthinkable to have the game this close, and one of the two will have to bow out at this point. But Mike, 6-6, it's tied up all even. Coming into the second half, where do you see this now tilting?
I mean, I'm going to come back to what I said before that first half started. Furia had to have a solid defense, so to come out here 6-6 is a real positive for me. There's still hope left, right? Furia have to cook something up, though, to try and disrupt some of these defensive
Oh, the swing!
Look at this!
The combination is unreal. So well considered, so well crafted, and Furia just get crushed. So much was poured into that crunch towards mid. That was beautiful. I want to watch that one again. I could watch it all day long. As now, just the last 2 alive. Gonna do a little bit of damage on the way down, but it does feel like that swan song on the way out of this round, and then it's cooked. Fnatic, what a start, Mike. That's got to set the notes here.
Just to come back to that last point from the desk, right, the mental game, to have confidence to be decisive in this pissed around in the second half, it's almost psychological warfare here, right?
Yeah.
We're going to get ourselves on the board. We're going to make you guys claw back into this half. It's exactly what you want to see from Fnatic.
It's just even just the paranoia, the swing from middle, every piece of utility tailor-made to make this hard work from Furia. Not a second of rest now. And we talk about mental games. Seeing Fnatic not looking stressed is very different to how they looked in Copenhagen.
How many times have those player counts been uncomfortable viewing?
Yep, absolutely. Furia right back into things, though. We've seen a couple of these rounds get way too close somehow. As it stands, though, this looks like light work. Boaster. How's he making this look so easy? Plenty of utility in play, though. Any damage? Okay, QCK, back of the side, still going to catch a little bit of something. Hold up! Whoa, no way! Not again! How is this now? 1v1? One more bullet in the headhunter. It's all he's got to play with, and it might be all he needs. Flash doesn't find its purchase.
There's a Vandal right there. There's a Vandal on the floor
Right
in front
there.
of Digizine.
That temptation. 3 for Mystic in this round. 2 of the players who've had masses of impact already, but it never should have been this close. Spike's not in hand, but he's got time, Mike. He's got, what, 40 seconds to play with here?
He can let this burn, honestly. Allow the pressure to build on Mystic.
Because how many times is Mystic going to have to recheck towards that Spike? Double down, make sure it's still in play, but... Oh, Mystic. Is he peeling away from this? Playing safe. This is smart work from him.
No way he's going to actually wrap all the way through spawn. I think the timing is going to be fairly awkward, though, because
incredible.
through the process of elimination, Digizine might actually clear back through
Maybe.
C-Link.
Maybe. Oh, Mystic.
Especially if he gets the plant hit. Oh, no, he's going to plant safe.
Mystic has just absolutely galaxy brained this.
10 seconds
And the
left.
spike's going to go in. I have to
No
look at
clue.
Mystic right now. There is no idea. He's right behind you. Mystic just played that timing to perfection. That was beautifully done.
Another beautiful thrifty round, though, from Furia.
Oh, yeah.
Rip away 4 weapons here. Luckily, the Vandal is retained, carried across. As you can see, actually, Boaster and Alfie are frugal with their purchase here, so might be able to round this out. But they drew blood. That's for sure.
And the fact he got this close. Again, incredible work. when you look at it from Mystic's side, but the fact it got here, just... And the guts to go for that at this point. You're happy that Mystics had a big game, right? A different day may not have felt confident in doing that. Big choice in a big round in pretty much a big game here. 6-8 Fnatic though with the start they needed. And the bonus, it looks pretty tasty.
Utility burnt out very early on here. FURIA actually will swing behind it as well.
God, that Prowler.
It's on a mission.
Here.
So catches it, boasting out, position towards A-Link as well. Anticipating a lurk, but FURIA pausing here. I'm not sure actually, I mean, looking at Mystic's utility, the fault lines used, so they should have confirmation of at least 3 members of Fnatic on A site, with the C's, the paint shells, and the fault line coming through. Fnatic happy to post up on it as well. They're even just going to set up a contact play here with Mystic, it looks like.
They're going back in. To the site that they knew there were players at now. Already another Prowler invested towards Sewer. And Flash, they didn't check close. Mystic is completely blind. And now the trades come out and they break through on the site. FURIA walk into the site that was stacked and they still win the fight. I don't know how they've done it. As Durka now irrelevant to the outcome of the round. That's a plant, but Mike, that felt super precarious. That felt really dangerous. I didn't love that from FURIA, but it worked out.
I mean, it's almost on a knife's edge for FURIA there. Luckily, there's some layering to this utility. The reveal goes in. There's also the Sky Flash coming behind that. Thank God they actually confirm and clear that close corner.
I thought Mystic was on for a sitter then.
Yeah.
2, 3 kills potentially. Okay, that's going to be 7.
And 4 standard.
Okay, good point.
The Jazine 3 off the Tour de Force as well.
Not bad.
It's a decent position to come into round 16 in the next. We'll see how it sits for Fnatic on the other side, because what this was rifles across the board and light shields.
Yes, it was.
See the money on the right side again. It's not worth a purchase at this point. But they do have to basically concede in terms of the finances. They almost allow FURIA to tie things up. Now, do we see the same sort of aggression here from the pistol round? Fnatic look to prevent FURIA from getting themselves set up. Yeah, you can see the frustration there, because that one did slip through his fingers.
Yeah.
Half a second either way, and Mystics
Absolutely.
good for the first and maybe even the second. If that
you got
flash,
to swing from the back of the site, maybe.
I mean, if he kills QCK, that flash doesn't go off and he can swing long.
Yeah, it totally changed the outcome of the round, but yeah, a very dangerous approach, even for FURIA to still go towards that site. As we said earlier, you noted 3 different players on there who just cleared back through towards the more pushed up side of A-Long. Madness.
The thing behind that, there's no due diligence behind that at all.
No, it's a contact first, basically.
They hear the Prowler come through, but that doesn't tell them about the other 2 players still positioned there at all. Like I said, it's a ballsy decision to make, but
that was the entirety of Icebox. That's how it felt. You watch that. How many times did they over-aggress?
Same on Breeze. It was very death bally. There was never kind of any second consideration. And actually, here on Haven, Fnatic are going to pick up on these sorts of tendencies and start looking elsewhere. They don't find contact outside A lobby. Do the same sort of things in terms of FURIA.
And it's still
confirmation outside C, comes through double doors, and less tools available. Obviously with Mystic on the breach, it's only really Enzo that has that confirmation utility. On the other side of things for FURIA, they do have 2 lots. Look at the stack here.
Yeah.
4 members of Fnatic positioned here, and actually a TP set up to allow Durka to go very deep on long with this Vandal.
Okay, they're walking this. There we go. How much value can one team get? The Paranoid is good to at least remove a little bit of that front line, but as Mystic find Maz in. And there's a push up from middle dealt with, but success towards long, but instant response. They're on the run. Vision, this is good. Gonna get 1 dip away. Look for the follow-up. There's the Vandal now gone. It will filter back through. Mystic gonna have the rifle still in hand, and the 2 players towards middle. Does Enzo get anything better to play with now going forward?
Yeah, doesn't give himself a rifle.
Yeah, there
Vandal now, yeah. But it's a 2v3 here for Enzo
Mystic's
and Mystic.
over in spawn.
He's got the Rolling Thunder. But knowing that, FURIA have set up towards long. No smokes available, they can't cut off these sight lines, and the plant is wide open.
Oh, dirty little one-way as well, sitting towards this. No options left really for Mystic here. You can see Enzo trying to just pry them out. Haunts come in. Man, Enzo, they're laying on thick. What can he do with it? Any opportunities? And nah, they know it. They know there's no way back into this round. Time to back away. They tried to make something of a very low purchase, to be fair. Don't mind seeing that from Fnatic. And they had a real shot at it. But what this means is we're tied up at 8-8. This, with 3 standing, is putting FURIA more and more in a powerful position.
The problem being as well, they've now got a cushion in terms of the finances here. Fnatic scraping the barrel. I mean, other than the rifle saved across, and that's only a 2200 credit buffer. So this is problematic. Fnatic have the benefit of at least the advantage in this ultimate cycle, but
yeah,
you look at what's left. Yeah, actually missed it down to 1600 now.
Careful.
they won't do it again. They won't go back for this A-hit, will they? They're almost belligerent in approach. They want this again. Khalil going to commit towards long, but you can already see they've been revealed behind him. How much do they commit to this? With full intent? At least posting up towards long, you can see Mystic ready to try and set something in motion here.
Sure, is that the, I was going to say, is that the Rolling Thunder set up here?
But
The aftershock's going to be perfect though.
oh, does he get out with his life? Oh, what? Oh, how? How has FURIA got 2 of the kills there? Alpha and Mystic have gone down, and this is a catastrophe in the making. Over towards long, the Prowler's at least going to note the quick progress being made, but Enzo's in danger. He's no longer alone. Boast has made it towards the site, and in great time to bail out Fnatic and keep him in this round. 2 still standing on the other side in FURIA.
Look at
Take a sec.
Jazine.
How is he here? How the hell is he here? How is he in their spawn? Denies Durka, and now they're divided.
Boaster actually commits to the TP as well. Enzo is left as the solo Fnatic player.
It's all on him. Boaster is a million miles away. Enzo has been the clutch
above him?
king. He has not,
Oh my god.
he has not
I think he
been-
jumped out the window there as he didn't even check under him.
did not check
30
for a
seconds
second.
left.
And slowly but surely, Mazin has stepped onto the site. Zero clue as to what's going on. There's the drop. He sees him. He takes his life. And now Mazin left in the 1v1 with 17 seconds. Boaster slowly closing in. Enzo has saved Fnatic this round. Somehow still alive. I do not know how they got away with it, but they certainly did.
What an absolute hero. What an absolute hero for Fnatic there. Enzo, even with all that pressure, he doesn't even back all the way to spawn. He sits behind default.
What a rock.
He's happy to throw a Prowler down, do a little bit of chip damage, and then actually rewarded. This reposition from Boaster is beautiful. 2 massive kills to take away a side from FURIA. And even here, I gotta say, this is kind of a misplay. They have the benefit of the wall being up here. You can stick that plant.
Yep.
They can stick that plant, making absolutely sure there's no risk coming through from Enzo. Maybe just a little bit of pressure getting to them there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean,
What a lurk from Jazine. I looked at the minimap, I was like, wait, who the hell's that? who's
who's in there?
who's in C-Link right now?
And at 8-9, yeah, I can't blame either side for nerves or, you know, any of that sort of, you know, pressure starting to build. Fnatic have been in these instances before. FURIA, this is still, you know, those first couple of times we get to see these boys really make their mark on these stages. So, again, the fact they're keeping up to this degree is still unbelievable. We have to give credit to that. This is Fnatic, Mike. I mean, they picked up some of the hottest prospects in EMEA. They have, you know, Durka, one of the best there is, flat out. You have Alpha here, the, you know, young wonder kid coming in who absolutely destroyed the EMEA scene. And then you're on the other side, you have FURIA, who's just kind of looking damn good round by round, but it's a learning process. And at 8-9, they're learning on the go, but right now Fnatic just pulling that one back in. Whew.
This one breaks the money, though, for both teams, to be honest with you.
Yep.
The glass cannon for Durka. A much more passive approach here from FURIA in the early round, but, I say passive, they've collapsed immediately towards double doors.
So much.
The trap's on B, Althea has to hold down the fort here.
Well, speaking of that young wonder kid, they don't commit his way. And his boaster towards the back of B. Getting a little bit of attention, but Durka pushed up by Sewer. He didn't back away from this. He's been holding this angle for quite some time. They do have utility ready to try and clear this though. See if it does. Prowler on the way in. Sticks just for a little longer, but they're actually heading towards B. This was all a bit of a ruse to force him away from that deeper angle towards long. And it will be Boaster to deal with a lot of what's coming their way. How much can one man do? Paranoia to play with.
Oh my
dear,
God.
they've walked in dry and Boaster is just sweating bullets. He gets away.
The wall saves him.
How is he alive? Unreal. Still 5v5 post plant now. And it's all going to be poured in. That B site is about to get messy. Boaster still alive and kicking, trying to do some damage. Damage on either side, but it's Mystic to draw blood first. Vision goes down, and now you're looking at the rest. They're starting to take back through the side. Khalil.
He's in a dirty spot.
Khalil has not been cleared. Surely they do, surely they do. They spin on past. You can see the trade comes in. Enzo's the one to take him out of the corner. Durka from up on top clears out another. Mazin and QCK, what you got for us? Anything? A quick flash comes in, spots out one, but there's so many bodies on the site. This would need a miracle. And I don't think he's got anyone answering. A great shot on the first, but down to 30 HP. Pressure now pouring in from Garage. He's overwhelmed. Fnatic making it to 10. Starting to take the lead away from FURIA.
That should be 11. Honestly, with where the money's going to sit, I'm not sure if the plant's even going to have that big an impact. It's not. You're going to be able to scrape together a couple. Now, dare I say it, FURIA have looked lethal in their thrifties.
They have. It ain't over. That's that little ratty ankle.
I thought actually that second block of the Sage wall was a little bit deeper. It would have been a dirty spot for him to be able to play. Because it was a good another 25 seconds or so on that wall.
Goodbye. Okay, a little dangerous. I mean, hero rifle on.
It's a little
QCK.
dangerous regardless for FURIA.
True. Give them anything, they'll make something out of it. Durka again, taking space, and he's willing to put life on the line for this. We saw it towards Sewer, we've seen it towards Long. He wants to keep control on this map. And similar scenes for FURIA though. Straight towards Garage again. This time they're committing behind it though.
Yeah, Alfia will get the confirmation at least. Puts the paint shell.
Pushes
He's
it.
happy to go aggressive.
That's a little much for me there, but who am I to doubt Alpha here?
Bring them down.
Able to get away from it regardless. But FURIA are going to have no
Enzo get
idea
cleared?
about... Nope, not cleared.
Uh-oh. Enzo's going to get free reign on this. You ain't going to check it. He spots out one and he waits. The discipline on this man. He finally pulls the trigger, and rightly so. Khalil goes down, spots one towards Sewer, but the call's going to be made. The wall goes up. They want none of it. They're having absolutely none of it.
Mystic and Alfia have taken space elsewhere. Very, very deep control on C-Long. The QCK's got a lurk, but what it equates to, we'll have to wait to find out.
Do they have anything to allow for a
30
cross
seconds
towards
left.
the site? I mean, I guess they've got C-site, kinda.
I mean, do they plant safe or plant for spawn? That's
yeah.
the question.
And they can try and post up on this. It's going to be a headhunter, and the second they turn away, Alpha Air
Spike
swings.
planted.
So they note it, but they do get the plant down. And they have a player deep towards CT. QCK, the one with the rifle, keep that in mind. Two players coming his way. How much can this one man do? Nothing at
Durka.
all. Durka outdoes him. Perfectly done, and they create safe passage back. And now you look across the rest. Stingers, Spectres, odds and ends. It ain't pretty, it ain't going to be enough. Fnatic.
Digizine's got behind him.
How? How have they done this again? Two huge kills, but the defuse is coming in, and I don't think you can deny this one. He's out of bullets, he's out of time, and he's out of options.
There's still always that threat in these thrifty rounds.
They're so good.
But
How are they
Fnatic,
getting to these positions,
I
Mike?
don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the contingency there is that hopefully with two members towards C-Long, but and still, Digizine comes behind and finds 2 kills. I mean, if he has another 1 or 2 shots there with a
Could've been,
headhunter,
yeah.
actually whiffs the first on Enzo, which I hate to call him out, but we're in another reality if he finds that kill, because Enzo's the one preventing any pressure coming
up,
through
yeah.
from Garage.
FURIA timeout now at 8 to 11.
Oh, well, it all rides on this.
This is the round, Mike.
All rides on this purchase. On the other side of things, Fnatic, Tour de Force available for Durka. Alfia on the showstopper, 2 massive ultimates. Enzo, 1 away from the Nightfall as well.
FURIA so close to doing such an over-delivery in form if they were able to push this game. And they still have the round to play with here. It's certainly not out of the realms of reality at all.
Still credit due to them. We shouldn't even be here in my eyes.
100%.
And that's, we call that harsh. However you want to pin that, we should not be on a map 3 here. So FURIA have massively over-delivered tonight.
An incredible work, really getting to know the strengths of this team, because I think the DRX performance, it was one map and you're like, okay, but then it kind of fell away to nothing anyway, right? It was a little bit hit and miss. This, however, is the real deal. Forcing Fnatic into these scenarios is fantastic. However, we look at this round and we have to really play close attention to every aspect, because this purchase is one that it could all ride on here.
See what the approach is, if there's any caution here. The pressure building now. Fnatic just 2 more rounds to find on Haven. FURIA once again actually find themselves trying to build back in. Going through the motions once again. Slight switch up here from Fnatic. The trap now in Garage and nobody there to hold down the fort. Boaster identified with the Trailblazer. Probe sent out on both sides of the map.
Looking at the response coming in. Prowler through towards Garage. Smoke in from Boaster.
Have to make sure they invest some utility towards Durka though.
Ooh. Okay, so Prowler to force him away, but it doesn't go, it does go far enough. Okay, so we will have to respect that and back off. So early work, I guess, achieved.
No space garnered on the back of that. So FURIA still have to make a very slow clearance here. Looking towards it, I mean, it's QCK now to be the one to be the hero, really, to prevent Durka from doing any real damage with his tour de force.
It's the flash. Oh, the paranoia! Wow, he's forced away to CT, so they've got the site, but all that utility is just for one man. The amount you have to deal with just to I'm waiting to see what Alpha here does with this.
5v5.
Yeah, it is a 5v5 post plant. Spike goes in. First bits of utility committed. Not masses of chip damage anywhere. Looking at a flank, it's eventually coming in from Boaster, but it's pretty far off for now.
There's no smoke back yet for Khalil. The reveal's going to go up, and I think this is going to be the catalyst for this retake.
Certainly could be. There it is. Alpha going to set things off. Strike the match, and doesn't clear the second player. There's still one down here. Khalil this time going to get away with it. But there's a no! Durka misses! I can't believe he's still alive, but it's Mystic to make up for it with finding the kill. And now down to just Khalil, who was noted earlier on. The time begins to tick, and Durka needs that rifle. And Khalil trying to play the time, but palms are sweaty. And he's still holding on! Khalil digs deep, and he gets FURIA the round. It ain't over yet. It's the round they needed, and they put it on the board.
Careful.
Khalil goes huge for FURIA.
Where did he get that from?
The Red Bull clutch for the 1v2. That's after he actually lets Alpha find a second kill.
Exactly. And you thought that could have been a mistake?
Slightly behind this smoke here.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
What a round. What a moment.
A moment to catch their breath here.
It's only for a moment, Mike.
We look at it as well. Right back the other way. Look at the money that's left after this purchase for Fnatic. I mean, Enzo's bought a Spectre into this.
Yeah. God, it's down to 250, you're right. 200 with Alpha.
FURIA win this. They could find 11.
Oh, the tag. Mystic's down a little lower than he'd like. 56 HP. But there's so many players here, but they're just going to bully their way through. Alpha is deleted. They want to go forward, but Mystic and Alpha from the grave still trying to do everything they can. The trade out goes in and Boaster sprays in, hoping for connection, but finds nothing. And his 4 still standing for FURIA, but held towards C-Long.
Rotation very late coming through from Enzo, but actually Durka anticipating a change of direction here. No, Orb's still available. QCK could take that for the Seekers, actually. Whether or not they're banking on something else happening here, but Fnatic have given up C-Site. They're rotating off this.
FURIA, the second they test the waters at sea, they won't believe what they've been given.
They did this exact same thing on A-Long. Do you remember? They sat behind it and they were waiting for the rotation to come through. This time around, Fnatic have taken the bait.
And this is when you get that pit in your stomach if you're Fnatic. You hear the utility, you're going to note the plant, and it was the wrong call, it was a gamble, it was a risk, and the reward is all FURIA's. 4 of them standing, and this is done.
They know the
this
economy.
round is done.
They have to save. They know exactly what the implications of this round are.
This is 10 rounds. This is 10 to 11. FURIA, I can't believe they're back in this game. Genuinely, the margins of error were so slight. Khalil's clutch, giving them that little bit of life, this exchange on long, and the audacity to do this, just run up. They were taking just straight up fights with Alpha and Mystic, and Alpha was, heroic before for them.
I mean, they're so deep on the peak that somebody just has to stand and take the paint shell.
That's
They're
unbelievable.
literally throwing bodies on the line to get onto C-Site. And it's all on the back of that initial tag onto Mystic. I don't know if that was confirmed or not. Maybe they saw, if it was a headshot, maybe they saw through the box that there was a ton of damage done. But still, it's so brave. At this stage of the game,
audacious.
when there's been no presence on C-Long for FURIA at all.
walking into the unknown, and now we see the buy. It was fragile before for Fnatic. We were talking about it. The money left in kind of bits and pieces, odds and ends. A couple of them going for some very reserved buys.
Sorry, what is that shot?
Get out of here. Get out of here.
And
Okay.
even still, they come in. Fnatic come into this with
They still
light
have a
shields and a Guardian.
Yeah. We go again this game. Unforgiving for both sides. Enzo forced away. Let's see what we've got this time in a switch up. Big look here and a lot of pressure on this man's
Look at the
shoulders.
mid-walk.
The audacity, the bravery. This could be their downfall.
This is 4 deep.
If this goes wrong, it goes to absolute pieces. It gets left in tatters, and the timing on this, that's a massive amount of information!
Oh my god.
Oh, and the 1-for-1 is enough. A little bit of chip damage done, but now we have to look at the rest of the map. It's Enzo who's slipped back. He's fallen away from CT, and seeing these players has to have been a red alert. Surely they are aware that something was afoot. Now the flank is now pretty much disintegrated. There's only one player still on it, but the site says FURIA have their way in, and QCK, are you kidding me?
Surely not.
Pushing up here. He's got 2 flashes to play with. And on the other side, Alpha here, that boombot won't actually clear
Well,
him.
he's actually going to have to deal
He'll
with it.
swing
He comes ahead of it!
He swings it early. Seekers go in. Finally, the boombot goes off, but he's still got an advantage. A 4v3. Mystic, Durka, Enzo dig deep. This is the time. You have to do it now. As they find 2 quickly, it's down to Mazin and Khalil on the other side. Surely not another clutch. Not going to happen. Mystic wants it. He gets another. And now the 1v2 Khalil went clutched before. This would be unthinkable. This would be so improbable.
Oh my
and
god.
Enzo overwhelms. Kept his composure, held his nerves. He was the only man on that site. And he's the last man to clear back through.
Against all odds, Fnatic turned that back in their favor. QCK with just the boldest of plays
To get that pick.
to play ahead of the boombot as well, and Durka picks up the slack perfectly. Even swinging ahead of that Rolling Thunder. A crucial round for Fnatic.
10 to 12.
And the pendulum swings
Yep.
back now to FURIA.
What's the buy like?
That's all the force to round it out.
Okay.
Rifles here, light shields scattered across. So
Ooh. Are they going for a little bit of a stack towards long? Are they going for the pain shell and seize? I wonder if we catch him. We haven't really seen it yet. We haven't seen this yet. We have not seen them depend upon this. Doesn't find what it wants. No harm, no foul at the beginning, but look at the attention towards A-Long.
and Alpha's looking for deep control towards sandbags as well. Enzo will drift away on the back of this.
First time we're seeing the trap over here, though. Or first time in a while. We haven't seen it constantly utilized. Now, Durka potentially seen. How much pressure can this man take?
They assume he's dropped off. I mean, you would have to
Think
assume
so.
he drops off after being spotted, but he's
Oh.
still going to be here.
Diligence on the jump peak, though, going to force him away. Now they take the side control. That's going to be a plant, and the post plant ain't bad, because look at QCK's position. Still lingering around in middle. 2 players going that way. If he gets these frags, this could be game-changing. He gets checked by 1, and the pop flash ain't bad either. Buys a bit of time, and he takes the angle away. The audacity on
Oh
this
my
man!
God.
FURIA don't know when they're finished. Still fighting this out. And now just Alpha here. Looking irrelevant to the outcome. Surrounded on all fronts, now noted. I can't believe it. 11 to 12. What a game.
Just run the last 5 rounds back on repeat.
So sick.
FURIA come back through here with the prime gaming flawless. Backs against the wall. Now look at the purchase.
And this, man, I have to highlight this again. Just getting the pop flash onto this, really challenging.
Just hero plays coming out on both sides here, Lauren.
Time and time again.
FURIA are playing with such heart right now, refusing to give up.
I mean, how many times is Enzo going to find that little bit of magic to bail him out again, or any of
Look
these
at
players?
the purchase.
Okay, what do we have? Any big influences? Okay, Alfie's got his ult, got a Vandal, we got a Phantom on Mystic, light armor. It's still not pretty. What are they up to this round? A double stack towards Garage. That's a little different.
Careful.
And FURIA are paranoid now.
Rightly so. What are they up to?
You see it huddled together. No ultimates on the brink. QCK the closest. 3 away. Khalil 3 away as well. And Fnatic is 4. Are exploring mid once again. They're relying on Alpha being able to slow things down with their showstopper.
But they're walking mid.
They're walking back.
I can't believe this. With the last breath, they're going to try and fight middle. And it's going to be Khalil and QCK. The trades are good,
It's
though.
2 for
Mystic,
2.
he's still holding on to this. But he backs away diligently. Does not want to give up his life. And it's a race towards the C site. They're flying over here as best they can. But you can see it. Fnatic hit the brakes. They want to take back garage control. And now hearing all of this, they know it's going to be that C site take. They can pull all of these rotations in. And the plant and the post plant setup. What do FURIA do with this?
Alfia has to go huge with the showstopper and the retake. Still got the satchels, but it's a sheriff in the hands of Enzo.
He should be able to get a gun here. I'm pretty sure he
Gonna be
can
able to
probably get a
retrieve one from
weapon.
bottom mid.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at aggressive!
How dare they do this? Alfia deals with one with just a rocket in the pocket, and now the 2v2. The wall goes up, gonna buy some precious time. They're walking CT. And Alfia, do you expect it? The trade, and now the 1v1. Enzo, so clutch for Fnatic. He needs it now. If they want to win right here, or it goes to OT, and the swing, the seas is good, and they're in danger!
God.
And Enzo, the one to do it! It ain't clean, it ain't pretty, but they stay alive! And Fnatic in the final hours live to fight another day!